Even now, our next goal is 5 million. So how are we going to do that?
How important is mindset to you?
Oh, having a good mindset? Yeah, you need a good mindset. I'm constantly developing mine. I'm still developing mine. I probably, right now, because filmmaking is such a tough process. I mean, you're battling so many things. So even now, I'm like, man, it's just so tough. I mean, is that a limited belief? Maybe I shouldn't say that. Maybe I should be like, no, this is good. This is fine. We're gonna make this happen. So I think you need a good mindset, and you got to continually develop a good mindset, and that's kind of been my goal. I mean, since I was 25, and for the last 12 years, just been developing that. I study. A lot of people, it's weird, I don't study a lot of filmmaking. I do, but I don't study a ton of it. Like I watch, I study social skills and entrepreneurship and business and things like that, and mindset, people, manifestation. And I think that's so important because, you're gonna get so many rejections. And if you don't, maybe you just nail it and you get it going. But I feel like you're gonna get so many rejections that you need a good mindset to kind of stick it out.
Who are some of the entrepreneurs that you like?
Yeah, people like Grant Cardone, if you know him,
Yeah.
Ty Lopez, Owen Cook. There's a ton. So Gary Vaynerchuk.
Right.
So yeah, I just follow their stuff. I love marketing. I love sales. I try to just develop myself. I feel like a lot of filmmakers would just study filmmaking. I think that could be good if you're doing that, but I feel like knowing like a lot of things is good, especially if you're trying to like raise funds. If you're producing your own film, you kind of need to get money, you need to raise money to make the film. So you kind of need those elements, I think.
And did you get to meet Grant Cardone at
I
one point?
didn't meet him. I went to his first 10X Growth conference.
Okay. Then maybe that's what I saw that I thought maybe you met him. Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Sure, I'll meet him at some point.
I'm sure you will.
Yeah.
Maybe soon. What's your mindset when it comes to the entertainment industry?
I think it changes. Like, it might have been different 6 months ago than it is now. It's constantly changing. Yeah. I think you just, for me, so right now I'm looking at filmmaking as like an expensive hobby. That's how I look at it now, because I've been doing this since 2013. I've made, money throughout the years, but for film, not enough to pay my bills consistently. So yeah, right now it's, and back to mindset, maybe that's like a limited belief. Maybe I shouldn't say that. So I'm kind of developing that. Is that the right thing to say? That it's an expensive hobby? Or should I say, no, this is going to develop into something that will make me a lot of money and I'll be successful and be able to, create the wealth I want, creating films and things like that. So yeah, it's always, just take it day by day.
I forget which filmmaker it was that was interviewed who said they made their most money not in a film, but from selling their condo on the East Side or something like that in New York City. So, it is very hard to make money, but you've made it work with videography, corporate videos, and sometimes that's what, there's nothing wrong with. That's great. But if it's in your blood, you can't, stop it. And I know you said it's hard. Maybe if it's easy, then it's not as enticing.
Yeah, I think that's it too. Me and Jaden were talking about that. If it was easy, it would, you kind of need to take something challenging. You need to take something hard and just kind of go for it. It shouldn't be easy. You shouldn't want it to be easy. It should challenge you. I like things that challenge me. Even for our film Off Rip, I'm like, look, we got to get it out there. We got to blow it up ourselves, whether we sell it, whether we put it out on the market ourselves. Like, we got to just finish what we started and finish it strong. And
you shot that with Jaden Cal in 2003?
2003? No, that was
23, sorry.
2020, did we shoot in 2023? Yeah, I think we shot Off Rip 2023. He brought me this script, or I read this script, I believe in end of 2021, maybe 2021 I read the script. And I'm like, yeah, this is cool. And he's like, well, surfing. And I'm like, well, if you keep it skimboarding, I think that would be the best thing to do. So we started developing it and spent 2 years or 3 years trying to raise the money for it.
And did you put any of your own money into it?
So yeah, that's the thing too. Like for us, I didn't put cash, but I put time. And I think that is worth something. So when we were raising money, the biggest thing for me is like, okay, so the film's already funded, so we're gonna shoot the film regardless. So the film's funded. So there's not this, like, when I call somebody and say, hey, are you interested in this project? We have our pitch deck, our video deck, all the stuff that we've got attached to it. It's funded, it's ready to go. But, we could use extra money and make it a lot better. And that's kind of how I look at it. And I think that has kind of tipped the scale to actually getting funding by having the right energy behind it. Meaning, like, we're gonna do it regardless. I have a background, obviously, in video, editing. Jaden, he wrote the script. We can shoot it together. We did a film before that called Mind Games, and we raised 20 grand for that. And, when I didn't have any money, I was like, okay, so we're doing the film. The film is funded, but we're looking to get, some B-list actors in it. So we would like to, and to do that, we need 5 grand. So I did that to a couple people, and they were like, yeah, we'll throw in 5 grand. And that's kind of how it developed and how we got money.
And these were relationships that you already had, for the most part?
Yeah, they were relationships I already had. So we met one guy because we put on a growth conference. We put on a film conference in Clearwater called Hacking Hollywood.
Right, I saw videos. Great.
One of the guys that came out to that we met was an investor that Brian met on another film called Heart of Champions. It was about rowing. Shot some behind the scenes of that. So we met him, and then he was like the first person to come on board. And then I asked the dentist, and he put in $5,000. And then he brought another friend in, and then Jaden brought somebody in. So I think collectively we had 20,000. But was it 20,000 or was it 50 or 60,000? Because I didn't get paid. Jaden didn't get paid. My brother didn't get paid. He ran sound. Jaden acted. So it's kind of tough with filmmaking, especially when, well, how much are you worth?
I get the sense that the word no, it doesn't crush you. You can keep going if someone says no to you. Yeah,
not as much anymore because it's a numbers game, and I've learned that over the years with, different people like I watch, like Grant Cardone or Owen Cook, and it's a numbers game. You just got to kind of like throw it out there. Not everyone's going to say yes, but once you get the yes, you're good to go. And I think setting your chips up right. So if you're building a package for a film, you got to have stuff in line. You got to have the pitch deck, a video deck. Just keep going until you have enough material where people are just wanting to be on board. Just keep adding things to it. Yeah, so, and that's kind of like what we did for raising money for Off-Rip. It was about skimboarding, so we raised 10 grand first from a friend that we knew. It was kind of like seed money. And I think the first money is the hardest to get, because now you're like, all right, well, I raised some money. Now we're good to go. Like, we're off to the races. And then, it's a skimboarding movie, so you add skimboarders. You're like, yeah, and now you're building leverage for the film. So you got some money here. You have, a skimboarder that wants to do it. You have actors being attached. You have pitch decks. You got video decks, and you just keep that ball moving. And if you don't get funding, then you shoot it as a short film. People will try to make like, all right, so I'm looking to raise $5 million for a movie. How much was the last movie that you made? Like, how much did you raise for the last one? Well, I don't know. Well, I would say just start building out the pieces to the film. And that's probably, at least that's how I raise money over the years.
Jake, let me see if I understand this. So you and Jaden, or you and whoever you produce a film with, have a mindset that you already have the money, even if you don't?
Yes. So, yeah, it's just one of those things where I was like, okay, we go back and forth. We talk on the phone like, how are we going to do this? Even now, our next goal is 5 million. So how are we going to do that? But let me not get ahead of myself. So for the mindset, I was like, okay, we already have funding. For one, I'm involved and I'm willing to do it. You're involved, you're willing to do it. So together, how much is that if we go through the whole process? Obviously, I can film the thing. I can get great deals on cameras. I can bring all my connections together. Jaden can bring everything. And now we can go to an investor and say, well, we already have things attached. We already have money. So we can make this even better if you want to be involved. And I think it can be great.
That's a wonderful mindset. How did you How did you come up with that, or that was just organic? You just sort of realized that I'm worth this, Jaden's worth this actor here, and then collectively, this is what sort of we're bringing.
I think it's something that I built over time, and I started like realizing my value and how much, you know, I bring to the table, and say that's worth something. Like, you can't just write that off. You know, if I come to the table, how much does it cost to get a DP at my caliber at that moment? Say it's, you know, $1,000 a day. Oh, how many days are we shooting? 20 days? We'll do the math on that. Are we going to edit ourselves? Okay. Well, how much to hire an editor? Well, I'm willing to do it. That's money in the bank already that we don't have to spend. Because for me, I'm willing to just do it for free. I love filmmaking, so I'm willing to just do it. It doesn't really matter at that point. But off rip, I did get paid. I got paid a minimum scale, pretty much. I didn't get paid a ton. It was just enough to get by. But I'd rather put the money into the project. Even the most recent project I did, I said, don't pay me. Just fly me out to LA, I'll shoot everything. I got you. Like, put the money in to get a crane. We got a Sony Venice on that one. So I think it's constantly just, mindset. Just gotta be willing to do it.
Does anything scare you?
Sure. Yeah. Like what?
I don't know.
Sure, I think.
Sharks or
oh yeah, I don't mess
human
with
or animals?
Yeah, I don't mess with sharks. Yeah, yeah, I don't play in the water much. I'd probably say sharks and things like that. Yeah.
But I mean, in terms of a filmmaking career, does anything keep you up at night?
No, not anymore. No, I sleep really good now. Actually, I don't really get scared or anything like that. I just enjoy like the journey. You know what I mean? Like, I'm in LA right now. This is awesome. So I'm just enjoy what's gonna happen next. I think that's the fun part. Even for actors, you know, they audition. Like, are they gonna get the part? They don't know. It's like, are we gonna be able to raise money for this film? I don't know. Let's go on the journey and see if we can do it. You know, I think that's the fun part. It's not really scary to me. I think it's more enjoyable.
Do you keep your life light, if that makes sense, so that you can be ready at a moment's notice and be free?
Yeah, I personally do. Yeah, I'm like a minimalist at this point. I rent a room. I keep it simple. If I need to move, I can just move. If I get a gig, if a film comes up, I can just do it. I was in the wedding business for a while, and you got to kind of book out. So I had to kind of like get myself off of that and get other income so I don't have to do weddings because of that reason. So I can be more nimble and move around and kind of like go where the waves flow and just kind of like get the gigs I need to get. Because I mean, with filmmaking, somebody called me today and was like, hey, we need a cam op today. I'm like, well, I'm out of town. But see, it happens so quickly. You got to kind of be ready, which is tough at the same time. You know, you start getting older, you're like, well, how long can I do this for? So yeah, my mindset could change soon, or it could stay the same. And I can just build it out to where I can still do it. So I think it all depends kind of where I want to take it. But right now, yeah, I like being nimble, you know, coming to LA, shooting some stuff, being able, because I mean, to raise money, like you got to be in the rooms with the people that have it. So you got to kind of network and be out there.
And do you like every day to be different? You don't like monotony, the same thing?
I like most days to be the same, but I do like different things. Yeah, I like to mix it in at least a couple of times a year. But for the most part, you know, I enjoy, you know, I don't want to always be like going crazy. I enjoy somewhat of a structure. Yeah, I enjoy somewhat of a structure. I don't think I like going crazy every week. I think, you know, once every couple months, yeah.
Somewhere new locale.
Yeah. I mean, this business, I feel like I have to. You know, I'm a director of photography, producer, so if I'm trying to raise money for a movie or raise money for my business or get clients, like I gotta be out and about. I can't do it at my house.
Sure, and even the wedding business, it's a new venue, new group of people at the wedding, new family situation each time, so it's going to be a whole different, there's a lot of variety in that, even though it might be the same thing.
True.
So yeah, you never know what you'll walk into.
That's true.
Yeah, and that's filming in itself, because you've got to catch certain moments, and they may not have a second chance.
Yeah, I think weddings really got me good at the craft of cinematography. doing weddings, because you don't have a second chance to kind of like go, oh, you know, walk back down the aisle so I can shoot it because I missed it. You can't do that. You got to be on. And to be on good, I think it got me really good. I think people are really impressed when I get there and I can knock something out super quick or set up a light and be ready to go super quick, because I've done probably 800 plus weddings, maybe 1,000 at this point. So I just kind of know if I can get into a room and kind of like see an angle and kind of know, okay, we're shooting this way, the light's gonna come from this side. So I've just gotten really good, because it's just been redundant like over the years, just doing it over and over, like every weekend, every week shooting something. And it's not just shooting weddings. If you're a filmmaker, you're shooting weddings, I feel like you still have to go and shoot a short film. You still got to kind of do that narrative project, because it is different. Live stuff and narratives are different. So you do want to sharpen your skills if you're a cinematographer.